Everyone, welcome to the recap, a monthly review. Today, I'm starting off a list. This is the brand new list series in my particular YouTube videos where I want to present to you guys the what, the where, and ultimately the how. This is a video that for me came about as a suggestion template when being asked in my commentary on my IG page and my YouTube channel about what and how I wear fragrances and in what occasion and how those fragrances came off. So this here is my attempt to bring to you guys the list of fragrances. It's going to be a compressed list of a monthly review of about 5, maybe even 10 sometimes, of fragrances that I wore in that month that gave unique takes, unique compositions, while also giving a nice input from third parties and essentially did the task in which I set it forth to do. This is going to be just a brief conversation telling you guys about these fragrances, nothing in depth about the note structure or anything like that, but just giving you something about why I wore it, how it came about, and how it was taken in by others as far as comments and commentary. If this sounds like the type of content you can enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuance of scent, cigars, and wine. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. And as stated, we're going to get into some fragrances, and these fragrances are compiled in a list that is compressed down from my monthly wearings for the month of October 2023. And these are going to get some insight into how these fragrances came into being worn and how they did in that actual wearing experience. They're the one to take on the very unique essence of getting commentary and compliments from people while also getting the best out of it, what I wanted to do for that particular wearing. This is not the entire list of fragrances for the month, but just a unique take on if I wore them more than once or if I got a comment or a unique conversation around them. So this first fragrance is from the house of Gabra, and it is Cuban tobacco. This was worn on a night out in the mid-October air where there was around 65 degrees one evening at a lounge-style bar in Midtown Detroit. It's a nice contemporary bar. It has some of the, it's a nice contemporary neighborhood, nice contemporary bar, nice walking avenues, and it was fun to wear this fragrance. I got compliments on this fragrance that particular evening while hanging out. The experience that I got with this one, it just tackled every intent in which I wanted to do. It was alluring, it was attractive, and people gave it compliments. And that's all you want from a fragrance like this in particular. The reason I wore it in that particular arena is because it has this bright, uplifting opening of lime and mojito, but settles down to this terrific tobacco essence. And it's a parfum which gave great projection and sillage, great longevity, and it's a very fantastic smelling tobacco fragrance. And that is the first fragrance that gave unique takes this month, and that is Gabra's Cuban tobacco. And so guys, next up in this list, this is a fragrance that I had fun with picking up and bringing to my collection very, very recently after having it before and I didn't like it, but it macerated very well. This is Ganymede by the house of Marc-Antoine Barrois. This is a fragrance that I wore mostly in my business settings this particular month. I wore this 6 times during the day and midday to bring about the essence of a businessman and bring that accessory alive for me. And Ganymede did a great job for me this particular fall. This is a scent that I only put 2 sprays on per 4 hours. I love the opening on this actually. So when I walked out the house, I put 2 sprays on, got through the midday, put 2 more sprays on, and it did a terrific job. I got 1 compliment from a secretary on this one and 1 compliment from a female contractor I had some conversations with that day. Then also a barista at my local coffee shop gave me a comment on this particular scent as well. It's a great business scent for me, a great longevity scent, and it also takes you into an evening elegant style of fragrance. If you want to continue to wear this, say you wear it on a Friday for a business day, you can take it into the evening as a business fragrance or an evening elegance or date night fragrance as well, because it does have some duality to it for that approach. But this is the fragrance that gave great compliment factor, great commentary, and it did the job I wanted to do as far as being a business fragrance for the month of October in the cool air. Saffron, metallic, slightly not animalic, but has some cumin cloveness in it that'll give it a spice kick. Very good fragrance. And that is Ganymede by Marc-Antoine Barrois. Next up In the list I got here is Oman Luxuries Royal Incense. Royal Incense gave me some great wearings throughout the month of October. It gave me surprising, very surprising compliments in this wearing of this essence. I was surprised. I got a compliment from, I wore this particular scent on 4 days that I marked off, and I got fragrance related comments and commentary. When I say commentary, it was third party passing, like, wow, he smells good, but they don't directly approach you, but you hear them talking about you. The direct compliment I got from this was from a shopping assistant at the actual store. What store was that I was in? Was it Saks? I think it was Saks Fifth Avenue. I was going to get a pair of glasses or pick up a pair of eyewear to get the lenses taken, get my optical lenses changed. That's a long story short. But when I walked through the mall, someone was like, I smell honey. And as soon as she said that, I knew it was me wearing this particular scent. And to me, I pick up on the honey as well as the incense in this particular scent. I did note that in one of my connoisseur conversations, and it goes off pretty good. It has, in the time that I've had it, and I guess oxygen has got into it, some of the heavier essence of the olibanum has kind of worn down, which I was liking but not loving. But now with the essence of the honey producing a sweet tone to that incense and that barrier clashing but running a great harmony, this is a great scent. And that comment, the essay, she was pretty much head over heels. She didn't go as far as asking what it was or where she could get it from, but she did have a smile on her face when we had that conversation, or the passing by conversation about you smelling good. So that is Royal Incense by the House of Oman Luxury. Compliment getter. Not surprisingly, but in the way it reacted, because she was quite a few feet away as well. She was about 6 feet away and she smelled this. So I didn't think it projected that far, but that is a great scent. That's why I'm giving this recap, a monthly review of these fragrances. That is, like I said, Royal Incense by Oman Luxury. Next up on this 5-part series, what I wore to a Detroit Symphony Orchestra event was 1270 by the House of Frapin. This is a sexy, boozy fragrance that in the evening, it goes off very well. It has some fruity, some great, I would say, top 5 fruit accords, dry fruit accords in the fragrance. And that's in a long list of fragrances that I have that have fruit accords. This has, people give it a knock, and I don't care what nobody says. People say this thing doesn't last. I've had this fragrance, and I'm just going to soft tangent. This has the same performance as any fragrance I have in my collection. I don't know what people got or have gotten or what they want to smell, or if it's something that is anosmic to them. But this fragrance does its job in date nights and evening affairs, evening nights out, to give you some great conversations around a fragrance. It's fruity, it's boozy, it's woody, it's sweet, it's a spectacular smelling fragrance. Everybody agrees, of course, that it smells great, the 10 out of 10 smell, but people say that the performance is lacking. But to me, I do not have that problem. I don't know if it's because I'm moisturizing carefully or whatnot, or my sprays. I do put on 5 sprays of this, but that's not indifferent than any other thing that I'm going to a night out event for. But 1270 performed great this year at the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. They have a lounge in front of the theater where you can go and have your drinks, your cocktails, and have conversations with other theater goers. And I did receive a compliment on this particular scent from a young lady. And also, going up to the stairs to the theater, one of the maitre d's told me, yo, that smells good, man. What's that you wearing? I told him, 1270 by the House of Frapin. Gave him a little conversation to let him know and put it in his phone, so he was able to get this or look into getting this. But that was a great night in mid-October or Saturday evening to go to the Detroit Symphony Orchestra with great fragrance. 1270 Frapin. The last fragrance in this condensed list of fragrances that gave me great conversations and some appeal for the month of October is Cuir Noir by the House of Armani. I wore this scent to a networking affair. It was a midday to evening networking affair that ran from 3 till 6:30 p.m. and the networking affair went off spectacular. It was not only one that I was able to drum up some business in, but it was also one that I got some specific compliments on how I smelled and how the presentation that I gave. So it was in concurrence of me having the conversation, me coming off charismatic, having these conversations with people, and then in that, endowing myself with this particular fragrance gave me a boost in not only confidence for myself, but also when the people gave comments on it. It was comments that you really want to hear when you are giving the vibe you want to. And so for Cuir Noir, it's a rosy oud fragrance with some leathery undertones. Well, I wouldn't say undertones. The overtones of it is really leathery suede, but then the woods in the dry down take over while the amplifying rose comes above. And I really thoroughly enjoy this fragrance. It's not for everyone. This is one that you have to have some confidence to pull off. And not because it's a challenge, but because a lot of situations with this fragrance, the first 5 to 10 minutes can come off slightly feminine. To me, it does not, but I can see what people who are getting into the genre of rose and floral-based fragrances can kind of take that and understand it to be slightly floral, feminine. But to me, after all the time in this game, you can understand that this one leans unisex masculine to me from what I get from it. But overall, Cuir Noir by Armani Prive gave me some great comments and commentary, some confidence boosting, while giving me everything I wanted to do in a networking event, networking affair that gave all of the things, as I state, that I wanted from a fragrance in that evening. And that gave me so much confidence because you start to get people around you. You know, you warm up, you get into an event space, you have 30, 40, 50 people, sometimes hundreds in these small spaces, and you start to heat up, you get kind of flustered, but you have something as an accessory that calms you down in your scent wise, in your scent memory, and in your scent sensory, while also giving other people an allure to you. And that's exactly what Cuir Noir did. Great fragrance for that occasion. That is Armani Prive Cuir Noir. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my video for you guys today. This has been a recap, my first recap in series or installments that I want to do monthly with you guys. This is a conversation starter. This is to let you guys know not only my what and my where, but my how. And that how being how people perceived it, my what being the fragrance, and the where is where in that blend series that I put out, or where in the world and for what reason did I pull out a particular scent. These are 5 of the ones that got multiple wears while having unique comments, and I like these fragrances and I want to bring them back to your attention for the fall season in review. And these are still going to be worn throughout the fall season and into the beginning and throughout the winter time, because these are great cool weather fragrances as well. So all in all, if you found this content educational or entertaining, all I ask that you do is hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like, let everybody know, pass this video around by sharing. Let everybody know that we here at the Dry Down, you and I, we are creating a family over here at the Dry Down, and everyone is welcome. Until next video, you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you then. Peace.